I don't know. Like you said, what is it? Is it the fear of erasure? Is it the fear of? I think it's just like sometimes it's like you believed or thought something so long, so it's almost like humiliating to be like, wait, it can be like this, and I thought it was this the entire time, and I'm like a 40-year-old person that has never. Like, I think that sometimes just that overload of information is sometimes threatening to their mindset because then it's like, well, what else? If I no, it can't be this. It can't.
Yeah, I mean, I was having a conversation yesterday about masking, like in a few contexts. Like, there's like masking for like neurotypical purposes, like normcore, whatever stuff in general. Just like whatever the inside of your head is, not letting the people in your interaction that you're having really like experience the authenticity of what's going on in your experience, you know?
Yeah.
Like we got into that on the topic of like dealing with relationships with people who are privileged in a different way than we are, and how they don't recognize that we're doing extra work to even be there at that first step to build a bridge. And like it's just like, so like in doing that, it's like they're coming and they're just like being themselves, and so they're assuming that's what's going on too. And so as they're moving forward, they have all this room to just project on the negative space that the masking leaves, right?
Right.
And so then that creates a greater opportunity for more masking. Not an opportunity, it's a demand. It's more like a vacuum, a pump that like once it starts going, it's siphoned enough energy and it starts moving on its own flow. Just what that actually means, it just like it starts off with an uneven weight distribution, and as it continues, it exponentially increases on a disproportionate level.
Right. Because at that point, then you're like, well, now I have to act like this. And then it all falls onto itself because when you come in and you're masking who you really are. And then this person is like, oh, okay, we're the same. So let me say all this shit. And then you're like, oh, well, or at that point, then you decide whether to continue because like you could be like, wait, hold up, what the fuck? Like, but I mean, in most parts of society, you have to fit in. So it's like, okay, I gotta, like code switching. Like, this is who I have to be here in this place in order to be accepted or to be even like seen as a viable part of, humanity.
Yeah. Well, and to be just on, not to like drag it into this mode, we're gonna stay on the seriousness of it, but like masking and code switching can be super fun too, and it's like a skill set that is useful in a bunch of environments. And I like acting like as a hobby, and so like playing with the world as a stage, if my head's in the right space, can be different. However, what the fuck, why does this shit have to be happening all the goddamn time? Like does that resonate? Like,
Yeah.
was that too?
No, because like, why does it have to be going on? It's like almost I don't want to give us any like virtues, but I feel like it takes like brave people to be willing to just be like, nah, like I'm just gonna act like myself in every situation.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like when you code switch, then it's like, okay, I can. And then it's like when you realize you have that power that you can, then it's like, okay, now I have this power and I have to be like responsible with it. But
right.
I feel you.
Yeah, but I mean, responsibility, the ability to respond, ability is a moving target that is like in everybody, like there's somebody that's got the most capable mind every waking hour, and they also sleepwalk like a motherfucker and do crazy shit in their sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like responsibility is a moving target. It's really weird, and it can get different in different ways. So like, yeah, I guess that's the thing I'm really kind of sitting with today, because I am actively all the time. I am in pain so often, and I'm trying to be a generous bitch. I'm trying to be a generous bitch with my love. There's so little of it these days.